Hey, I'm back. Oh shit. So I did say, guys, and people are gonna say, well, see, he didn't learn his lesson from getting beat up or hit. He didn't learn his lesson. Oh, I'm not gonna stop talking shit about Aiden or Turars. I'm just gonna do it a little bit less frequently, maybe or whenever I fucking feel like it. But I'm gonna keep exercising my First Amendment rights. And if Turtles should think assaults should continue to happen, that's what they really think about the First Amendment. If they get annoyed enough, if turtle riders get annoyed enough, and they're starting to reveal their true colors now by voicing their support for this type of behavior, um, they're revealing what they really think should happen to people who annoy them enough, people who poke them enough, people who don't shut up about Aiden and Turtle Riders, because it goes back to my whole point. The reason why Turtle Riders supported this type of behavior, and I will say this right now. I will say this right now. If Turtle Riders were, and I'm not encouraging it, believe me, I'm not encouraging Turtle Riders to be assaulted. I'm not saying it for anyone to go out and assault the Turtle Rider. That's just not me. It's just not fucking me. But if Turtle Riders were to get assaulted because they poked and prodded the wrong fucking person or the wrong group of people, I personally would not feel sorry. While they cry on social media for fucking sympathy and looking for people to encourage them to press charges, I would not feel sorry. I might laugh, I might giggle a little bit and saying, haha, you guys deserved it. Because obviously there's a reason why you guys would get assaulted for a reason. There's something that happened beforehand. But I personally would not give a shit. And people would be like, oh, see, he's more unstable. He's saying that we should all get assaulted and get beat up. No, I'm not. I just wouldn't give a shit. Um, anyways. Again, I don't believe Toro should be assaulted. Again, I just wouldn't give a shit. I don't care. It would be comical. Because it would be Toro Riders learning their own fucking lesson. But that's what they really want. Right. And it goes to show that this is their last resort about anyone with Aiden. If you poke and prod and you don't stop um, talking shit about Aiden, they believe this is what should happen to you, which goes against the very, very fabric of what they claim to believe in, and that's against the First Amendment. And it's funny. Aiden claims to be for the First Amendment, but Just the other night, he said, I am Mr. Cancel Culture. I embrace cancel culture. Which means you believe anyone who disagrees with you should be doxxed, should be shamed, should be stopped, should be, harmed for not agreeing with you or your turtle riders. That is a complete contradiction of the First Amendment of free speech and what you have stood for, Aiden. Or have claimed to stood for in the past, but something tells me you've never really have believed in the First Amendment. You have never believed in the First Amendment, have you, Aiden? It's either you've always believed that it's either your side of things, people gotta believe you, people only have to trust you, and that's that. And that's that. That's the end of the line for people. They believe you, that's it. No one should question anything. No one should debate you on anything. And I want to know the justification for... No one seems to have an answer, right? About the justification for going after people who disagree with you. You literally fucking think it's normal and sane. And these turtle riders think it's okay to shame and dox people for simply disagreeing. Simply disagreeing. And when it comes to this point, and I've heard you laughed about this, about happening. I've heard, Aiden, that you were one of the people that wanted video of this, including people who, quote unquote, feel in fear of me, right? They also, I've heard, wanted video of this. And some people would deflect and say, well, they wanted video of the whole thing of what happened before. No, they wanted the video of the assault. They wanted it. So they could share it around, laugh about it, and maybe Aiden would publish it in a blog. And say, this is what you get for poking the turtle or poking turtle riders. Again, I'm going to keep doing it. What's going to happen? More fucking assaults? Like, is that really how far you and turtle riders have drifted to the point of almost no return and just all out, if someone pokes and prods enough that they deserve assault because they don't agree with you and they won't shut up? That's you guys bordering on insanity. How can you justify assault over someone who won't shut up by exercising their First Amendment? Turtle riders, if they want to try and dox and silence, and now to the point of they want assaults as long as they think it gets people to shut up. I'm surprised you guys haven't tried and go out assaulting anyone who's against Aiden. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. At all. At all. And there's no justification for it at all. But I will say this about this person. And this fucking loser, he doesn't deserve to be mentioned. And people say, well, you're afraid of him coming back up. No, he's a loser. That's all he is. He's a loser. He's a 30-plus-year-old fucking loser who's no fucking good in life. Right? And is Lyme disease, collects assistance, barely leaves the fucking apartment building. And he's trying that hard to impress people. And people will say, well, he's tired of you talking about Aiden, he's tired of you talking about his friends. Then he should just ignore it, and you guys should ignore it. Simple. But the thing is, if someone pokes and prods and is an annoyance, you guys can't learn to ignore it. You guys are getting that desperate at this point. But you guys are a fucking bunch. This guy is a fucking loser, collects government assistance, fucking has Lyme disease, barely leaves a fucking house. So obviously he takes this shit very fucking seriously. I mean, someone like that doesn't have much of a fucking social life. And doesn't have much opportunity to do fucking anything. So obviously he's going to try and do whatever he can to try to fucking impress people. And it's, even that, after what happened, it's not going to fucking work. What happened is not going to work. But you are, my guy, and I know someone will clip this out of context, or they'll clip it in general. I think you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking drug addict. You have no fucking social life outside of this. Again, all those are not justifications for assaulting me. It's my opinion what you support of Aiden, which is him sexually harassing teen girls and, doing disturbing pictures of his own kids and sending them to people. That's what you support. That's my opinion. And I will say this right now. If you try harassing me, and I will say this right now about anybody, and I know people are going to brag about, oh, well, you didn't get your way in court yesterday. It's not a big deal. I'm going back this week and I'm filing again. It's either that or I file assault charges. Outright. And that way he would have to be arrested and removed from the property. But anyways, one more time, you harassed me unwarranted because yesterday, you were, in the eyes of the court, I didn't get what I wanted, but in the eyes of the court, what you're pretty much doing is skating on thin ice. There was 2 instances the judge found. 2 instances that I explained that categorized as harassment, the assault being one. The judge held up the picture I gave him, and he's like, this is a picture of you, and this is a picture of, him raising his fist. And I'm like, yes. So, one more time you even think about assaulting me for whatever reason. One more time you think about harassing me. It's on. You're done. You're done, my guy. That's what you're done impressing these people one more time. That's it. You're done. And if people are going to try and call for me to, get assaulted by this guy again, you're literally putting this guy in jail at this point. Or having him removed from his home. So if you want to cheer on this guy because you think he's going to be the one that gets me to stop talking about Aiden, no, that's not going to happen. You guys would be putting one of your own in jail. And that's fucking sad. And that's fucking pathetic. And you guys are too dumb and too stupid to even fucking realize that. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Lily, how stupid? You guys can't be that fucking stupid. Right. Right. Well, let's talk about more hypocrisy while we're on that loser who has no life. Who was trying to impress people by assaulting me, right? And he probably thought, that'll get him to stop talking. No, it's not going to. I'm just not going to address you much further. I'm going to wait for you. Eventually, you will go back to your old tricks. And you'll either try assaulting me again, or you'll harass me again. And that'll be that. Because you can't contain yourself if I'm talking shit about your friends. Because these are the only friends that you have in the world, are these turtle riders. And no one's jealous of that. And for the record, no one is jealous of someone being friends with someone, supporting someone who assaulted someone for talking shit about their online friends. No one's jealous of that. Right? So it's not going to stop. I'm not going to stop talking shit about Aiden Turtle Riders. I'm just, like I said earlier, towards the beginning of the video, I'm going to do it whenever I feel like it, or a lot less frequently. I don't know yet. Right? But that's another thing when we're talking about this fucking loser. Is people seem to think that I was putting flyers before this thing happened, and that's what probably provoked them. No. The reason why I started putting down flyers is this dude got so fucking annoyed and so fucking pissed off by me talking shit that he tried going around my building saying, oh, Steve's done this, Steve's done that. And you guys are going to say, well, that's warning people. He's warning people about what you've done years ago. He's warning people what you're doing now. That's freedom of speech. You can't get that. You're censoring him. Huh? And it goes back to my point that you guys really believe anyone who's against Aiden and against terrorists in general don't have the right to freedom of speech and don't have the right to defend themselves. Alright? So I saw that as an opportunity of letting people know what this loser supports. And this loser supports someone like Aiden, who sexually harassed teen girls and took disturbing pictures of his own fucking children. And according to Kate, and I hate to quote her on that the only thing that saved him was a screenshot of a video of the pictures that he took. That's the only thing that saved him. And it's funny, nobody denies that. And I think that happened, 2 or 3 years ago, by my count, maybe 4. So how can you say that it's not harassment when someone is going through my building, right? Seeing a lot of things that have already been debunked and blown out the fuck out of proportion. How that's First Amendment, about me being peaceful, and while that person is technically harassing other people in the building themselves, because you think they want to hear anything about that? No. So you're supporting, you say it's justified for someone to go through my building, pounding on doors, telling them a lot of shit that's been debunked and blown out of proportion, but you guys are going to say I'm provoking him by being peaceful and leaving flyers around the building and neighborhoods? That's harassment. Not knocking on any doors, not ringing any doorbells, not pounding on fucking doors. You're gonna say that's harassment? You're gonna say that's harassing him and provoking him? No. That's me exercising my freedom of speech and letting people know what this guy supports. So I really think I'm justified in that. But that's how I really believe that turtle riders have their own twisted, warped, version of the First Amendment that only applies to them. It only applies to them. Doesn't apply to anybody else. It applies to only them, and that's it. And they never provide any justification at all. And I know some people are probably going to bring up, well, you made that tweet the other day. You made that tweet the other day saying that you would pay someone. That was a fucking troll. As I was saying, I mean, these are people who really believe that even if I'm not a parent, right? I'm not. But even if I was, even as someone who's accused of that type of behavior, I wouldn't let them around my fucking children. I don't care if it's accused or not. I would not trust that person around my fucking children. And it comes with turtle riders, right? That they don't care if something happened, if it's accused, or even if it did happen. They believe that because if it happened years ago, that Aiden doesn't deserve to get shat on for it. Because let's be honest, we saw that annoyance and that kind of embarrassed look that he did a couple weeks ago with, Brandy Churchwell. Just on my coffee with that Toll House creamer. It's not bad. Anyways, because he knows he did something wrong. When you look at his body language when he's talking about that, he knows he did something wrong. And he's embarrassed by it. And believes that he shouldn't get shit on for it. And that's what these turtle riders think. They literally believe that Aiden should not get shit on for anything like that and should not be criticized for anything like that. Because it happened years ago and they want a sense of belonging. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why they overlook that shit. And you can tell, just like Aiden, when people criticize him on that, Turtle Riders also get irritated when people bring up his past. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, it is free speech. People are allowed to bring up his past, right? Right? It's just, these people are so fucking comical. It really is. It really fucking is. You know, it's this is how you know fucking Turtle Riders are a bunch of fucking loonies, like, and like mental asylum escapees. And you think people are jealous of that behavior, trying to silence people and trying to assault people? No one's jealous of that behavior. Everyone should condemn that behavior and distance themselves from that behavior. But you know what's funny is that loser cried about me leaving flyers everywhere. The dude who assaulted, I heard he cried about it. He was bitching about it, like how I was leaving flyers. It's like, what for a tough guy that assaulted me, right? What a way to cry about flyers. But it's like, I get but back to my point. It's no one's jealous of Looney Tunes and delusional people and mental asylum escapee people like Turtle Riders are, because they all fit that fucking mold. They all do. They all do. And I will say this: if Turtle Riders even think about entering my home, which I know that's probably gonna be discussed next, you know, behind the fucking scenes, because let's be honest, there's 4 cameras. There's front door camera, side door camera. You know, the directly old fucking fire escape. Um, and two interior cameras. Those are the 4. So whoever tries to, and I'm not saying someone will, but I know at this point it's a possibility. They'll be pretty much instantly recorded and taken pictures of. And yeah, it's my First Amendment right to do so. It's my constitutional right to do so. If you don't like it, that's going to be the next idea. Don't come in. But, come on, guys. You guys know this is completely away from the First Amendment. Come on now. But peace out, guys.